Hello, I am Marisha and welcome to my creative diary. I hope you're having a great day. Get your distress oxides and clear embossing powder ready because we're about to create a sunshine smiley face card. Let's get started. To begin, I brought in Distress Oxides, picked raspberry, mustard seed, and salty ocean to create a rainbow on my panel. I am going to use my blending brush to apply picked raspberry first, then I'll follow up with mustard seed, and then finally salty ocean. To ensure I have a good blend of color, I'm going to toggle back and forth between my blending brushes. So right here I use mustard seed, now I'm going back to salty ocean, and now I'm using picked raspberry. Once I'm happy with my blend, it is on to the next step. Distress Oxide does take a while to dry, so I'm going to bring in my clear embossing powder. I'm going to sprinkle some on the panel, tap off the excess, and then apply heat with my heat tool, creating a fun, glossy, textured background. And here is the final result after I finished applying the heat. Look at it! Oh my goodness, so shimmery, shiny, glossy. I love it. Next, I'm going to bring in another panel, and I brought in scrapbook.com's Smiles and Wishes stamp set. I selected the circle that will create the smiley face along with the sentiment, sending you sunshine. I'm then going to position it on the panel, and I'm going to bring in Distress Oxide's mustard seed. I'm going to ink up the stamp and stamp it 3 times just to make sure I have a good impression. Next, I'm going to position the stamp that will create the smiley face and the sentiment. I'm then going to ink it up with black ink, and then I'm going to stamp it twice just to make sure I have a good impression. I'm then going to apply clear embossing powder. I'm going to tap off the excess and then apply heat. Then from there, my front panel is almost complete. Next, I'm going to bring in a few circle dies, and I'm going to position them on the panel. I'm then going to use my mint tape just to make sure that they are secured, and then I'm going to run the panel through the die cutting machine. After I removed the circle dies, I brought in the bottom panel just to get an idea of how this card front is going to look. I want to see more of the rainbow, so I decided to place more of the circle dies on the card front. I'm going to repeat the last step by positioning the circles on the card panel. I'm then going to secure them with the mint tape and then run the panel through the die cutting machine. I was battling back and forth with the question, to add splatter or not? That is the question. So I decided to add splatter. A part of me was like, man, I should have not added splatter, but then a part of me was like, I love the splatter. Oh well, on to the next step. Next, I'm going to adhere the bottom panel to a black mat, and then from there, I'm going to adhere the top panel to the bottom panel. And then from there, I'm going to adhere my card front to my card base. My card base is an A2 standard sized top folding card. It is cut down to 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. And then from there, this card is complete. A super easy card to send sunshine to your favorite loved one. Now it's on to the next project. There used to be a store nearby called Lifeway, and I would go in there often to pick up these cards that I would pass out to friends, family, just anyone who was laid on my heart to give a card to that had words of inspiration to help uplift and encourage that individual. So I decided to create a mini card with this stamp set. This card is 2 inches by 3 inches. This is basically the size of a business card and can be kept in a wallet, purse, or even a lunchbox. After I position the circle stamp, I'm going to ink it up with mustard seed Distress Oxide, and then I'm going to stamp the card. And then from there, I'm going to clean the stamp, and then I'm going to position it on the card. And then I'm going to bring in Distress Oxides Picked Raspberry, and I'm going to repeat the last step by inking up the stamp and then stamping it on the card. Now, for Picked Raspberry and Salty Ocean, I decided not to stamp the stamp twice because it looks as if the color is brushed on. I thought that was really neat. So next I'm going to bring in the stamp that creates the smiley face along with the sentiment. I'm going to position it on the card, and then from there I'm going to ink it up and stamp the card. I'm now going to add clear embossing powder to the card. I'm going to tap off the excess and then apply some heat. And then from there, this card is complete. Let's take one more look at our projects created today. A super easy smiley face sunshine card, along with a mini encouragement card, also known as a lunch box card. Both very simple, easy projects to create for your loved one. Thank you for joining me on today. I can't thank you enough for stopping by and your support. I thank you in advance for subscribing, clicking the thumbs up button, and the notification bell. Don't forget to check out my blog at thediaryofbellerose.com. I'm sending you love and a whole lot of hugs. Until next time, please take care.